All right, everybody, welcome to the American Sign Museum in Cincinnati. Whoops, sorry about that. This is the largest collection of signage in the United States that's out and available for public display. Very reasonable. $15 admission for adults. They have discounts for seniors. Kids are a little bit cheaper. Military discounts. Again, we are in Cincinnati, Ohio at the American Sign Museum. Hey, love pugs. Happy New Year. Great to see you. Thank you. Hope you enjoy this. This is going to be very cool. My first time here. It's only about 10 minutes from downtown Cincinnati in one of the northern suburbs. Very easy to get to, very reasonable. Let's go ahead and get ready to go in here and see how this is. You can see everything, American Sign Museum, and their hours are on the opposite side of this Holiday Inn sign. They're getting ready to open a new area over here, but so a new entryway. But Holiday Inn. The Sign Museum is open Wednesday through Sunday from 10 to 4. Then here's a new sign they got coming in. One of the Arby's. Building a better future. This is all outside. This is free parking. A lot of free parking out here. Fashion frocks, Cincinnati made. It's fashion wise to be thrifty since 1908. These are cool, painted on the side of the building here. And of course, going back to the Cincinnati Redlegs, first major league team in baseball. Cincinnati, 1876. Adventure Grounds. What a neat item. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, be sure to hit that like and subscribe. Share this stream out. First time ever to this location, so I do have a gentleman inside who's going to go through. He does a lot of the tours and stuff. But welcome again. We are in Cincinnati at the American Sign Museum. And the majority of this is inside. They are going to have a chronological order where it goes from pre-lighted signage, so before pre-lighted signage, and then on up into light bulbs and neon, and then into more of the plastic style that we have today. And so we're going to be getting ready to head inside. Welcome in, everybody, and thank you for joining me. If you're ninja watching, whichever, it's all right. The El Rancho Motel. There's no vacancy at this hotel. The American Sign Museum. Looking forward to this one. Look at these classic signs. And of course, they're going to welcome everybody here. Let's go in through the door and see what we've got going on. Hopefully everything's good. Love pugs, thanks very much for joining us. Come in. You've got your desk where you can purchase your tickets. You can also get tickets and add ahead online. Just go to online and you can order them. They are set by the hours. And that, like I had an 11 o'clock arrival time. Energy Choice Bulbs. GE is light. The little Bengals timeline here. Oh, here we go. Some Star Wars. Oh, that's a cool pin. I love old signs. So there's a nice little waiting area and everything out here that whoever's in the stream watching, thank you very much for joining me. Welcome to the ASM. A lot of Holiday Inn stuff. And then there's a lot of information about each of them. The Holiday Inn Great Sign model. This is based on 1954 with their gift shop where they've got a lot of shirts. American Sign Museum that way. Here's the back. Whoop. Let's see. Back of it. Some old vintage style graphic signs. And I want you for the U.S. Army. It'd be better if it was for the Navy. Hey, Jeff Schaefer, hello. Welcome in. Glad you're joining us. Now, this place is cool. You and Melanie should come up and see this. A lot of, here's books on various, routes and that with signage along the areas. Puzzles, all with some neat stuff there. But they've got pins for those pin collectors. American Sign Museum, a couple of different styles there. A classic Cincinnati Redlegs. A couple others, and then some magnets. But I'm loving these. The pins are $10 each and $9.99. So, but these are classic 1960s, 1970s drive-in theater advertisement. Hey, let's all go to the concession stand, with the soft drink, the popcorn. That one's a little batty for a 3D, but the hot dog, the classic hot dog, the spaceship, great stuff. Loving these. Let's see, okay, tickets, one guest admission. And shot glasses $8.99 each. Not bad. Not bad at all. Uh-oh. Warning, F-bombs. F-bombs dropping, not in this stream. We are family friendly, unless you want to call that F for family. Whoever else just came into the stream, thanks for joining me. We are at the American Sign Museum. The largest collection of signs that's open and available to the public. And this is in Cincinnati. More shirts. Let me know how the stream's holding up. As long as we've got Sarah Dash, welcome in. Hey, you come down to Cincinnati from Columbus, you need to come check this place out. Very, very cool. So where you've got, of course, your welcome center area here, ticketing. Hey, and yes, you can leave stuff on will call. Let's see. Check out this sign. American Sign Museum. The American Sign Museum celebrates and is dedicated to the North American sign industry's rich tradition of sign design and fabrication. It honors the vision of its founding partners, Jim and Sharon Weinel and the Gemini family, the Swarmstead family, and ST Media Group International and the International Sign Association. So as we come in, you've got women's bathrooms back over here, a little lounge area, a couple water fountains. But this is real nice here as well, because they do have a coat rack. Just hang your coats up. Men's bathroom is right over here. And here again, we've got signs everywhere. Oh, an old Big Boy from when they used to have their curb service. The curb service people at Big Boy, Frisch's. Cincinnati breweries in 1890. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Like 26 breweries. Almost all of them are gone. George Wiedemann Brewery is no longer there. There's a company still making Wiedemann now, but the original Wiedemann Brewery in Newport, Kentucky, just right across the river, is now the Hofbrau House. It's the first Hofbrau House outside of Munich, Germany. Sarah Dash, thanks for coming in. Uh-oh, strep throat. So, let's head back out. Chevelle's. Yo, look at these wooden signs. Violins and violas, cellos. Wow. From what I understand, this entire collection really started with a gentleman who was in the sign industry and just working in signs, and he ended up starting his own collection. Steak and Kettle. Oh, Cincinnati Millicron. The Colony. Safari Train Ride Ticket Office. You've got to wonder if that's from Cincinnati Zoo at some point. $2.75, child $2.50. I don't know. Baghart's Luggage and Gifts. I think that they're out of business now, but wow. Here we go. If you're from the Cincinnati area, you have Pasquale's Pizza. Maybe Pasquale's was in different areas as well, but if it was, there's a clock. Norwood English Lutheran Church, all kinds of stuff here. The St. Lawrence Bakery. Cincinnati Sign Supplies, Inc. And again, everybody, thank you for joining me. This is going to be fun today. I'm not sure how long it'll take us to get through, but classic signs. So with the entry area here, then we head on up and in. You can meander around in here, or you can go chronologically. Let's see, so start over this direction with the non-lighted signs. So this is the early painted wood signs, 1900 to 1940. Let's see. Whoa, danger, go slow here. But speed to Edward Coons. That's an interesting sign. Danger, go slow here. '74 Saloon and Fixtures. Blue coal. Wow, that's going back. Now they're all trying to get rid of coal. Tire. Look at this classic Purina chows and poultry. Wow, Purina goes back that far. Let's see. Seal of Kentucky flour. Dorsals. Seal of Kentucky. neat put. And this right here, just a little entry. This goes down right where we were before into the bathroom area. Hardware signs. I mean, you don't see stuff like, and that's all done out of wood. Charlie the janitor from Dent Schoolhouse needs that pipe wrench. Pipe wrench for a hardware store. And it's all done in wood. That's incredible. Let's see. Clothing and shoes. NR tablets. Better than pills. For liver ills. 25 cents a box. Look at the Nature's Remedy. NR tablets. Better than pills for the liver ills. Wow. A lot of information concerning it. Let's see. Early painted and trade signs. Hardware. Let's see. Three-dimensional pipe wrench. Trade sign would most likely be associated with the plumbing business, but hardware works as well. Circa 1930 sign. Originally identified a hardware store in East Chicago, Indiana. So they've got the history of each of these signs as well on here. I have not seen anything in the way of replicas, Sarah. I have not seen anything in the way of replicas on. They do have some signage type stuff like Rosie the Riveter, the Uncle Sam, I'm with you for the Army, stuff like that. They do have a lot of that in there, but this is neat. Adjustable soda crate seat. Adjustable is the adjustable seat known as was known, sold, and widely used by sign painters. Right here. Come around this. All right, look at this. Seat used by sign painters. Wow. Let's see. There's so many neat things in here. It could take a little bit of time. So far, things have been handicap accessible. I guess they have an elevator as well for an area. And this is more in the trade signs. Buick 1910 single face painted sign. Wow. Got to go up a little bit though to get to it. There we are. Oh, look at this clock or watch, a pocket watch for a sign. It must have been a jeweler or a pocket watch person that did watches. And we found the Mad Hatter's top hat. There's the Mad Hatter's hat. Oh. Smalt, known to antique dealers as sand texture. Smalt is originally a pigmented fusion of silica and a lot of other items there. The texture of smalt in contrast with smooth lettering gave the text added readability. So here's a little display of how they used to do these signs. This location also houses the Cincinnati Neon sign area. Let's see. Spooks Run Wild. Let's go to a little zoom in. So I can see these a little bit better. The Bowery Brothers and Spooks Run Wild. So an old Roy Rogers. So movie stuff. So the art of the show cards, 1930 to 1960. Oh my goodness. Ha ha ha. We've got Tiny Tim. Look at this. Ha ha. Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Charles Bronson. There we go. Love and Bullets. So 1930 to 1960. And here you go, a little Dolly Parton from the Golden Nugget out in Vegas, July 2nd to 4th. Concert in the Park, Willie Nelson and Family. Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard. Here we go. Is Jordan here? Epcot Forever. Are you here? If you're in here, there you go, sir. Sinatra, the Sands, with the Count Basie Orchestra. I need to zoom out a little bit here because I'm just too close for it. Sorry, folks. Let's see. There we go. So we'll take it from there. Okay. The American Sign Museum Library, which is upstairs, and it is blocked off by appointment only. Yeah, it's quiet in here. There's a few people, not a whole lot, but a few people going around. John Wayne and 3 Girls Lost. Sarah, that could be you and your daughters when you go to, just the 3 of you go to Disney. You could be 3 Girls Lost. Oh, this is more your John Wayne and Girls Demand Excitement. That sounds a little bit more like Tanya and Robin. Six Gun Saloon. Again, this area is all pre 1930 to 1960 show card area. Wow. The Fine Gold Sign Company. These are gold leaf and glass. "11 Signs of the Time," gold leaf. And they do have all kinds of explanations around in here as well. Having to do with everything. Oh, and the gold leaf areas, displays on how they would do it. Look at these. Look at this equipment that they would use to actually do gold leaf. What was involved with it in the past. Best place to be lost. Yeah, and that's why I said I thought Jordan was going to be here in the chat, but he's not. Whoever is in, thank you very much for joining us. Say hi, and hey, hit that like, subscribe, and share this out. The American Sign Museum in Cincinnati, Ohio. This is all gold leaf. You got to wonder what maybe some of these companies were. Have to do some checking on that. Well, that's for certain. That guy was insurance sales. Wow. Tile. Carpeting, tile, carload buyers. Realtors. Stationery supply. So these are all items on this wall from the Beverly sign company from 1950 to 1970. So we're getting a little closer to today in history. Beverly, I wonder if that has to do anything with the Beverly Challenge. Coke's Old Beverly. Is it Beverly Hills? The Beverly Hills nightclub that was in Southgate, Kentucky, which burned down in, it was either 1976 or 77 at the time, was the single biggest loss of life in a fire at an establishment. All kinds of great items here. Looks like I've got good, oh, look at this. An original Big Boy. Well, we found out where he ran off to. The Frisch's Big Boy. Let's see. Phillips 66. Now this, again, I didn't show this side before because we were looking at the opposite side where the signs are all before lighted signs. I can't get back far enough to really get a good. There's a Burger King lighted sign, the plastic style. Sunoco. What do they have to say here? The 1956 neon backlit acrylic sign from Sunoco from 1956. And all the different, so there's an explanation of what each one of these is. The Burger King neon backlit from 1972, circa 1972. So in other words, that's the time frame that they are dating that style of sign to. Let's. A few more people coming in. And hold on just a second here, and we'll get going. Alex, are you ready?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. This is going to be good stuff. I've got Alex, who does the tours around here. He's going to come over and give us a hand and explain some stuff and that about the museum and that as we work our way through. So hold on just a second here, and here is Alex. This is
Hi,
Alex.
everyone. Nice to meet you all. Welcome to the American Sign Museum. I'm sure he's already done that, but my name's Alex, and I do the tours around here. So if you want to go ahead, just head up the ramp with me. I can give you a little history on just like the building, how we got here, where we're going, all that good stuff.
Terrific. I've started where I went along through this section of the all painted signs and that already.
Oh, wonderful.
So I just went that way and then found that the library's closed.
Yeah, I was going to say that's by rental and / appointment only. But yeah, you can absolutely rent that. We've actually got somebody from Seattle coming in next week that's going to be doing a lot of research, actually. So that's going to be pretty huge.
And admission is $15, $10 for seniors,
students and military, and then kids 12 and under get in for free.
So, and the military, is that veterans as well, or active duty military? How's that?
Both of them, and then actually we do offer it to first responders as well.
All right, and so that admission is $10 versus the $15 for an adult.
Absolutely, and then we also tend to extend the student rate to our teachers as well.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
So great place. Do you get many people that come through in that with classes or anything like that? History classes or anything, maybe?
Oh yeah, all the time. Actually, so technically I give the adult tours, the highlights tour essentially, the public tours and the private tours, but we do actually have an education program as well, and so our program for that would be in charge of, or Erin is actually in charge of that, and she gives school course. I can't talk.
That's all right. It happens to all of us.
I know, right? Tongue-tied.
It's early.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say we'll put it to that, but yeah, I was gonna say she gives school groups in here all the time.
Terrific. And also, if people are watching live right now, they're saying hi to you.
Oh,
and I see
hi,
them in the
everyone.
chat. I
Hello,
see them
yeah.
in the chat. So
Yeah, of course. I was going to say, thank you for stopping by. I was going to say, really do genuinely appreciate it. And then if you just wanted the quick spiel really fast, just how we got here.
sure.
So,
Where's a good place for? Is this a good spot for that? Is
yep,
there another
this is
location?
usually where I give the introduction, just because this is a little spattering of everything we've got here at the museum. So, just for starters, our museum got founded by one guy named Todd Swarmstead, and his family's actually been involved with signage for a very long time. His great-grandfather had actually helped co-found the Signs of the Times magazine right here in Cincinnati all the way back in 1906. And so Todd himself was actually an editor for that magazine for about 30 years or so before, according to him, he had a bit of a midlife crisis, as you do. But instead of collecting fancy cars or stamps, he decided to collect signs. And so he started collecting these signs back in 1999, and we opened up our first iteration of the American Sign Museum in 2005. It's a much smaller location. It was only about 4,500 square feet, so as you can imagine, we stuck about 8 signs in there and ran out of space. So we ended up purchasing this building in 2009, and this building is actually over 100 years old. And conveniently enough, it also has about 100 years worth of sign history in it, dating from the 1890s to the 1990s. And we broke that up into 4 different eras just to make that a little bit more digestible for everyone. And those eras would be the pre-electric era, which would be represented with the McClellan Brothers sign over here. The light bulb era, which is a good representation of the Altman sign and the sign here. And I figured I'd show you at least one cool feature. Of the
Signs. Everywhere there's signs.
Darn right. The sign specifically, this one's cool. It was hung outside of theater back in the day, out of Chicago, and the letters are actually interchangeable because of that.
Oh, wow.
Right? And then, of course, after the light bulb era, we end up getting the neon era, which is represented here by the Shapira's Jewelers sign, and then the letter N and the letter R here. And then, of course... Oh, go ahead.
And I guess you don't sign here.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's up front.
So neon.
Oh, yeah. And then the last one would be the plastic era, something we're all familiar with, represented with the Sunoco sign here.
Right. And I did catch this area a little bit, and some of the descriptions and that of it as I was coming around to just sort of started to try to catch it a little chronologically, just going around a little bit right here. Everybody, thank you very much for coming in. This is the American Sign Museum located in Cincinnati, Ohio. And what's the general amount of time for somebody to spend here going through it? Is it something that somebody does, they show up and they do in a half an hour, or are we talking a couple hours?
No, that's super fair. So I would say it depends on your level of interest, but I would say on average our guests spend anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour and a half here. And then it depends on if you want extra content, because we do offer tours on Saturdays and Sundays. Those are publicly led. They are free with your admission, so feel free to check one of those out. And then there's actually a neon bending demonstration that they do on Saturdays as well. That's right after the tour, and they'll actually take you into our shop and show you how neon is bent and done. Very cool. I'd recommend.
I have somebody, Adam K., who's checked in here right now and is in the chat. And he's saying, this is the American Sign Museum. And the response was, of course, yes, it is, from one of my moderators. But he said, oh, it is. I love that place. So obviously we have somebody here in the chat watching right now who's watching the live stream who has been here previously.
Fantastic. I was going to say, and I appreciate you for stopping by the first time. And I did want to leave you on one final note, if you don't mind. I was going to tell you about something rather exciting if you want to follow me this way.
Certainly. Well, watch your head. You almost caught a burger in the mouth.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm used to big boy there. Thankfully, he's most of the time nice to me. But I know this doesn't look like much, but this big white wall that you see, this is actually going to be an expansion that we're working on.
Okay.
That expansion is going to be done summer of this year. And behind this wall is actually a whole nother museum, essentially. This is 20,000 square feet that you'll see today. This is an extra 20,000 square feet. So everything that you see around the Sign Museum today, this is roughly a third of what we actually have.
So anticipated opening date, is there any? Of course, it's just,
speculative, of course.
Right.
But I would say summertime 2024. And if you are curious and if you're wondering...
Are you talking
if
June,
not,
July, August?
Potentially July. That's around where we're estimating at the moment. Of course, things can get delayed or they can get sped up, depending on. But if you
They'll
are
blame the
curious-
snow we're going to get today.
Yeah, right. The whole 2 inches. But I was going to say, if you are ever interested, though, you can always give us a call or just be checking our social medias. We will be posting plenty about it there.
Okay, so I know you have a Facebook page, and of course there's a website.
Absolutely.
Any other social media?
We also have an Instagram, and we also have a newsletter as well.
Okay. So to get the newsletter, is that something that somebody would go to the website and sign up for, or?
Exactly right. Or if you stop by the museum, we do have actual paper slips that you can fill out, and we will get you on our mailing list that way as well.
Terrific. So what area, let's see now, so that's the expansion coming in
Absolutely.
soon. And, okay, we've got some items. I guess those, Neon Works hasn't got to those yet.
Yeah.
Army, Navy store, a military surplus. You got to love that. I'll stick to the Navy side of the house.
Oh, yeah. Typically, that one is working. It's just that it's been deactivated right now just because...
Because it goes through the wall.
Exactly. I was going to say, that's why you can tell this wall's a little temporary based on what it's cutting off.
World War II surplus. Oh, wow. This is so cool. So, okay, we came in. Did I miss something here on the backside? I did. So we came in, we came around Big Boy.
Absolutely.
Phillips. And then, so this, my guess is, okay.
Light bulbs. Absolutely. I was going to say, the Regal booth that you're looking at right now, probably one of our more popular signs. And the crazy thing about it is it's actually made out of cast iron.
Oh, I can
Yeah.
imagine the weight on that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it actually clocks in at close to 600 pounds. They made it extra sturdy, didn't they?
Here, lift this up. A Regal boot, and it's cast iron. Wow. Light bulb era, and we're looking at pre-neon or light bulb era, 1900 to 1930 in this area.
Got it. Man, I can tell you've done your reading.
Well, you've got it right there.
Well, you know, I was going to give you some credit.
Signs, everywhere are signs. Golf, that good golf gasoline. Wow.
I was going to say,
We have any Anthony's with us today? Here's your rest home. No. Now you got to wonder if that's a funeral home sign or not.
no, exactly.
Kelly Springfield Tires. That's a cool sign.
Oh, yeah. And I'll show you actually one interesting thing about this is the glass pieces that are in this look like this. Yeah, they're glass. They're domed on the top, threaded on the bottom. They individually screw into the sign cabinet here. And the crazy thing is they were nice enough to stamp the patent date on the bottom there for us, which, I don't know, maybe you'd be able to make it out here.
It's going to be real tough.
Gotta zoom in, but it says 1910.
It's picking up your hand more than...
That's fair. Yeah, I was going to say, those details are hard to read, but these things are pretty old. And this sign's from Kalamazoo, Michigan, in case you're wondering. I just like saying Kalamazoo. It's a
Right.
funny word.
So I'm curious. Yeah. Now, in today's world, of course, everything's trying to go to LED. What are you doing as far as replacing bulbs when they go out? If so, you know, such as the
The D of A sign.
D of A, and it's got the Holy Bible on it. Wow.
I was going to say, honestly, the light bulb question, great question. And funnily enough, you're talking to the guy that changes the light bulbs around here, too. So, what we're doing is, as of August 2023, incandescent light bulbs, at least the way that, I should say, a vast majority of them are now illegal to manufacture. And so, we're actually going to have to slowly transition to LED bulbs. However, we did buy up a decent backstock of incandescent light bulbs, and they're still available to purchase today, at least to some degree. But
You can get them from Canada, can't you? No.
somewhere,
It's like a toilet now. You know, it's yeah. If you want a good toilet, get it from Canada. Something that does more than a gallon flush.
oh, but so like the Regal Boot, for example, these kind of style of light bulbs we do have plenty of, but thankfully within the past couple of years they have actually made LED equivalents that look like this now, because even 5 years ago they didn't look this good. They were basically
Right.
plastic, kind of gaudy. But if you do notice, and I'll actually show you a little secret here,
Yeah,
because
well,
Springfield Tire sign specifically, if you look through the access panels at the top, you can see that we're already starting to use LED light bulbs a bit. They might be a bit bright in there to put it right down in there, but you can see them down in there. So one day they'll all be LEDs, but for now we're trying to keep them as authentic as possible.
Okay, well, I just noticed also on this Regal Boot that this side is neon, where the opposite side is light bulbs, incandescent.
Absolutely. So the funny thing behind that is, well, when we got this sign, it was originally neon on both sides. However, when we ended up replacing the neon because it was in pretty bad shape, we discovered that somebody had actually corked in all of the empty light bulb sockets underneath and painted over them. So as it turns out, this sign was an old school upgrade, not from the neon era at all like we initially thought, but from the light bulb era. So we ended up restoring the one side to read how it did originally, and then we kept the other side how we got it, just to kind of represent that it kind of walked the line a little bit.
That I just happened to notice. Wait a minute, that
Right.
wasn't.
It's
So,
a good catch.
nah, good stuff. Hello, everybody, and welcome in. This is the American Sign Museum in Cincinnati, Ohio. Just easy 10-minute drive from downtown Cincinnati. Only if you take exit number 3 from I-75 northbound or southbound, the Hopple Street exit. So here again, we're on the opposite side of the wall for the all pre-light area error. Looks like the signal's holding well. Yeah, they're commenting in the chat how they're finding this really interesting about the bulbs and everything. So this is outstanding. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I was going to say, I think I have about 10 more minutes I can get
Sure.
to you. So, like, as we're walking around, just let me
Vice, like in Vice beer.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. The funny thing is, we don't actually know what business the Vice sign was for. We do know when it was manufactured just because they were nice enough to put it right there on the bottom of the sign. July 6, 1909. That's my dad's birthday, funnly enough.
Oh,
Not the year.
Okay, I was going to say,
Very
holy
good for
cow,
my
your
age,
dad
right?
started late, but no.
But yes, I was going to say, absolutely. But as you can tell, though, we are starting to get, this is the last little bits of the light bulb era before we end up getting into neon.
Ford and the Christmas wreath. Interesting that they would that would have been. And there's a painting on it of a farm type scene with a little red house. It's like a little red schoolhouse almost.
Very easy to overlook, so I'm glad you caught that.
So hand painted, and that's on metal too. That whole sign is metal.
Yep, you got it.
Look at the size of that, and then and it looks like that would have been just for Christmas.
Exactly. And the funny thing is the founder was actually using that as a decoration at his barn for years before he ended up bringing it here. So that got plenty of showtime and use for sure.
Natural Bridge Art Shoes, $5, $6.
I wish prices were still like that.
Don't we all?
Oh, and I figured since you zoomed in on this one, I always like to show this sign off specifically just because this is what we call a changeable neon sign. And what I mean by that is if you look, I can actually take one of the letters and pop it out.
Oh, it's just like a series string of lights. One bulb goes out and they all go out.
Exactly. But this works just like a plug at your home. If you look behind these little shells, you'll be able to see plenty of holes where these each individually plug in. And the gaps are actually filled in by something really simple. You can actually see a little bit of copper wiring in there. That's helping the electricity make the jump in between the gap. Otherwise, with neon regularly, the gas is actually what is helping the electricity pass through here. But yep, once I put this back though,
it'll light, we hope.
Lights right back up. Indoor display only, as you can imagine.
So now we're okay, 125.24. So you've got an artist talk coming up. Is this neon artist or?
So this is actually this is a sign painter specifically. So they actually do like pinstriping, hand lettering, all of that kind of stuff. And we have programming like that. We have at least one of these going every month, which is fantastic. It gives people an opportunity to kind of see a little bit behind the scenes of like what it takes to make a sign like this. Actually, the last group that we had in here was great. They were a bunch of calligraphers, and so they were actually doing bookmarkers, except they were actually writing what you wanted in their specific font script. It's very cool to see it because they actually, at least in my instance, they were writing it vertically instead of horizontally, which is really interesting.
Now, you mentioned that you're going to have to get rolling, and I do appreciate your time and for explaining this. Is there anything else that you wanted to catch real quick or something like that before you have to get going?
Yeah, of course.
Because I don't want to keep you tied up.
No, I appreciate that immensely. And I was going to say, I appreciate you stopping by, though, and having me talk, though. I was going to say, I hope it's been okay thus far.
No, it's outstanding. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Welcome in, everybody. Hey, hit that like button, subscribe, share this out.
Absolutely.
Look at how freaking cool this is. I mean, holy smokes.
I gotta say, the last two things I want to leave you with then is one, probably my favorite sign in the museum, which is Satellite Shopland here. Just because this is a homemade sign. So there was a gentleman out in Anaheim, California that owned a small shopping center that he wanted a sign for. And he was trying to capitalize on the space race era, which is why this looks kind of like Sputnik. And so he actually couldn't get it professionally made for him once he showed them this design. And so eventually he built this in his garage, and it sat outside of his business for almost 35 years, spinning away, just like you see now.
How close to Disneyland? Any idea?
See, and that's a great question. It was, funnily enough, very close to Disneyland. In fact, it was close enough to where the fact that once the sign had been up there for a little while and it had started to deteriorate a bit, Disneyland specifically ended up raising a concern over this. And this is a very rough quote from them as to why they wanted the sign taken down, but quoting Disneyland, "It's blocking our view." And so it ended up getting taken down, and I guess I can't complain too much because we ended up with it. So,
oh, that's because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking it's almost like it would have been a Disney type sign, like maybe something that they had.
Right, but no, they weren't a fan of the fact that you could see this peeking out over one of their infrastructure, I suppose. So.
Right. Interesting.
Oh yeah. And then the last little bit that I wanted to leave you with was just a quick peek on Main Street here.
Okay, here we go, and we're, bear with me 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, of course, being here, I figured it was appropriate to have my Main Street Electric Parade shirt on because this is definitely a electric parade on Main Street, and we're entering Main Street now. So here we go, Main Street, the true electric parade. Oh, look at the cars. They're flying around Main Street.
Oh, yeah. Probably one of my favorite parts of the museum, and certainly the most imaginative part of the museum. This was our attempt at putting these signs back in the context in which they were originally in. And the great thing is these storefronts not only work as great entertainment and eye-pleasing and catching, they also work great as our smaller displays for our smaller pieces. And the nice thing is we actually had a bunch of professional sign painters come in here. They recreated a lot of this from scratch. And the there was actually one business here that we took almost straight from reality, though, and that would be Rose Hardware that you see over there.
All
that
right.
was an actual business here in Cincinnati, down on Vine Street and over the Rhine. And when they closed up shop, originally we were slated to get their neon letters, but the entire porcelain enamel facade was slated for the scrapyard. So we took that too.
There you go.
And we even took their original front door and reassembled it to look almost exactly how it did back in the day.
Now, that's cool. So that's circa 19, what?
So Rose, I think, was officially founded down there in the 1930s. And I think the porcelain enamel siding is from not too far after that. I think either late 30s, early 40s.
And you obtained, the museum obtained that at what, 1980s, 90s?
That was actually in the mid-2000s. The
Okay.
vast majority of our collection is actually acquired sometime between 2004 and 2013, 14 or so. Of course, we are still collecting now, but that's where a lot of the signs that you see on display today came from.
Terrific. Well, Alex, thank you very much. And
Absolutely.
I've got people
It was
saying
my
thank
pleasure.
you, that they greatly appreciate it.
Of
So
course.
we're going to, Now here you go. Look at this. I'm talking original McDonald's sign before the golden arches. 15-cent burgers at McDonald's. Imagine that. And over 1 billion sold.
Make sure you check out the other side. It looks a little different.
Okay. Oh, this is Neon Works.
Yes, absolutely. But hey, you enjoy the rest of your time
Yeah.
here, though. And if
Thank
have
you.
any more
Are we good?
questions,
Am I good with everything the way things are going?
Oh yeah, you've been doing great. I do genuinely appreciate the respectfulness that you've gone through with this. And like I said, really appreciative. I hope you've been having a good time.
And the presentation here, we've got what do we have going on over here in the drive-in theater area?
Oh yeah, sure. So this is actually our event space.
Okay.
We hold everything in there from proms to weddings to drone races. I know it gets weird, but we have a video on loop that is basically
Drone races in here. I mean, are they coming out in through? Oh, wow.
And those were guys that had headsets on, and so they could see a first-person perspective of zipping through all the colors and lights and signs, and I couldn't imagine.
Right.
But yes. But yeah, video on loop, that's just a overall history of the museum, as well as basically the tour that I give, as well as a little bit of demonstration
Sure.
from the Neon Works over there
Terrific.
as well.
So, again, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely, anytime. But yeah, enjoy.
Take care. Have a great and Happy New Year.
Yes, happy New Year.
Okay, so Neon Works. And they repair and build neon in here. Nobody's working right now. Neon Works Cincinnati. So, okay, we got neon demonstrations at 12:45 and 2:45. Oh, on Saturdays only. So you can actually see, and they did mention the Neon Works. I do see somebody working out here, over in a corner. But there's a door right there, and that would be their entry from the street area. Neon benders at work. And I'm on the back side of this McDonald's because he mentioned that. Oh, wow. So it's. We lost a little bit of the top. I guess the signage there at the top, but licensed McDonald's hamburgers over 99 billion sold. So a little change on that. And here's a schematic, the entire. It's a 1963 Speedy McDonald's sign out of Huntsville, Alabama. Any Alabama folks in? Thank you very much for joining us. Let's see. Here's somebody working on neon. Right in here. I'm not certain what they can do, and I'm not able to chat with them. Yeah. Looks like he's putting the gases and such into a neon tube. They're working on the neon. Oh wow, we're down to one person in the chat. All thanks for sticking around. Who's ever here? No, there is so much more in here to see and do. That's what a great. And heck, you turn around, you've got $15 to come in and check out all this history. That's unheard of. That's $10 for seniors. That's the seniors who are 65 and older, military, veterans, first responders, students as well. And if you're a teacher, they count you in the student. So for $10, you can come down and check this out. Drink Bubble Up. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen or heard Bubble Up in a long time. Oh my goodness, the Squirt. Anybody remember Squirt? Remember that drink? Here's some of the drugstore stuff in the way that they've got this. EHW signs. Oh, here you go. Double Bubble. Very, very interesting stuff. I love the facade, so they've done these to show things off and for their displays. Very, very well done. Let's go straighten out. Sorry, folks. Let's go ahead here and take a little tour down Main Street. Anybody coming in? Thank you for joining me. This is Main Street. You could say this is the Main Street Electrical Parade right here at the American Sign Museum in Cincinnati. And I'm reiterating that so that people will be able to know where it is as you come and go. So, Anthony the Molar Man, welcome in, sir. Man, thank you for joining us here. This is the American Sign Museum. We are at what they call Main Street. So this is the true Main Street Electrical Parade. Anthony, you got to check this out. Look at this original McDonald's hamburger sign. 15 cents. Over 1 billion sold. Oh, this is so cool. I'm loving it. And I did check and verify that they would allow me to come in and stream because they do not allow any photography for monetary purposes. No professional photography, but you can use your phone. You can use a regular camera. No tripods, no selfie sticks. But the gimbal is okay. And an original Howard Johnson's ice cream, 28 flavors. Look at this. Howard Johnson. How long's it been since you saw a Howard Johnson sign? And it's the Howard Johnson restaurant. Man, that used to be a place to stop. I can remember doing travels, and if we'd pop into a Howard Johnson, the Hojo, for something to eat. Got somebody else giving a tour over here, so I want to watch what I'm saying and doing here. So these facades are done up so they can show off all this various signage. Anthony, if you're in the Cincinnati area, come in and check this out. They're saying roughly 45 minutes to about an hour and a half for coming through. So right now, I've been live for basically an hour right now from here. You're right, the kids don't have any clue. They are, today's society, the kids are clueless. And this is the Rose Hardware. And this is the original front facade, 100% from a building in Cincinnati that was the Rose Hardware. including their front door. The front door and the original facade. Incredible. Now they just tear stuff down and get rid of it, pitch it. It's like, really? Come on. I mean, to be able to get an entire facade, that is something else. 15-cent sliced pizza pies to go. Sorry, if you're having trouble hearing me, let me know. Please say so in chat. Yeah, hopefully we're okay. I did quiet down a little bit because there's somebody giving a tour over here, and I don't want to interrupt them. So, yeah. What a neat. Oh, look at this. Pittsburgh paints. Pittsburgh paints. And oh, hey Anthony, by the way, how was Miami? How was Miami? We were down there last April as we were getting ready to go on that cruise through the Panama Canal, Miami to Los Angeles, with 3 days at Disneyland afterwards. And what history on that satellite-looking sign back there. The fact that it was right by Disneyland, and Disney corporate complained that it was blocking their view. That is incredible. Yeah, because I could have almost pictured that sign itself being a part of the astro orbiters or something. So, this is cool. It's painted, but Barber is lit up. The rest of it isn't. But when you get into these, look at the thickness. These are all metal. Look at the thickness of that sign. And there's the original sign mount for the whole. It's a shame that they don't have the red, white, and blue Barber post. Actually, well, but here's your red, white, and blue Barber right there. Very cool stuff. Now you can sort of work around. We were already over in this area there. You can see Big Boy again. So it's easy to just meander, and we're trying to work our way around chronologically appropriately here. And World War II surplus. So it's almost like we going to have to come back this summer. So keep an eye out, follow them, and see when they're going to open this up back here behind me, that wall there, which is an additional 20,000 square feet of area that they're going to be putting in there. Miami sounds nice and warm. Actually, Sarah, they're all saying Florida's cool and breezy right now. Good heavens. People that wear Crocs and flip-flops are wearing shoes. Speaking of shoes, there's the shoe sign. Fine leather work. Wow. Florsheim shoes for women. Sarah Dash, do you remember those? Are you old enough to remember hearing about Florsheim shoes? Anything that way? Optometrist. There you go. Some eye examinations. And bring Judy over here and give her a eye test to see how she does. She keeps saying she needs new glasses. No, here, I can appreciate this side. Custom fitting beer. The beer signs, 2 versions of a Flexum manufactured product sign, circa 1920 opal glass version, and from the pre-neon light bulb era, incorporated in a company sign, the Ripple tin metal face, later the neon version. So there's the 2, and it's just a beer. You got to appreciate that. A lot of these have been recreated and painted. So there's no soundtrack I don't hear any soundtrack. We had a better sound and everything put in. And you're in your early 40s. You should remember. I thought you were in your mid 20s. So okay, if it's just a no soundtrack, just video running. Male patch tobacco. There's a whole side of a barn. Chew male pouch tobacco. The entire side of a barn. Now, could you imagine coming in here and seeing all this and seeing drone races going on? It's like that's what they were telling us. Oh, Hudipole beer. There you go. That's Hudipole beer, naturally right, naturally bright, naturally right. Hudipole, remember the name. Provident Bank. These are. Wagon Wheel Cafe. That was in Covington, over in Covington, Kentucky, where the Wagon Wheel Cafe, bar, Wagon Wheel bar, beer, liquor. Yeah, so these are, I was going to say these all appear to be Cincinnati signs, and they are. Oh, okay, here. They do have a soundtrack running with this. Signs of Cincinnati 1950 to 1980. I wonder what Chevy dealership that came out of, that neon. Sutter's R Store. Home cooking. There you go. There's your food stuff, Sarah Dash. Home cooking, cocktails. Let's see. Pizza King. What do we have here? Vic Casano. Wizard records tape CDs. Who remembers the old record stores where you could go in and buy albums, and they're starting to come back. Albums, and then they went from albums into 45s to CDs. Well, actually, albums 45s to 8-track tape, cassette tapes. Beautiful Rock City. Wonder where they came up with that, if they just recreated that or if it's an actual old side of a barn. This may all be part of the same. No, it's different color. Different coloration from the Rock City to the male patch tobacco, full side of a barn there. Wow. You're coming back out here onto Main Street. We'll go back over into the area here where our satellite sign is. Something else. Whoop, that one's out. Howard Johnson's Restaurant and Cocktails. Sloppy Joe's. Bingo. Look at this. Vacuum forming. So you got like a Coke bottle. But Sloppy Joe's, home of the world's largest foot-long hot dogs. And they had bingo. It's at a bingo parlor. Exactly where, I'm not positive. And I'm trying to figure out. Not seeing where that sign would be from. Neon Kona Lanes. These are all large-scale neon from 1950 to 1960 era. So always remember to provide pure, rich milk for colonial customers. You know, look at the. I mean, this is good stuff. Welcome in, whoever's here joining me. This has been an incredible hour and 10 minutes thus far. Yeah, very, very well worth coming over here and checking this out. So, the Skyview Hotel, and they've got a vacancy. Swain Furniture, Philco, Swain Furniture Company. Okay, we're on the back side of their shop. And look, we've got a couple of signs here. It looks like they're still getting ready to unbox these or uncrate them, or maybe they're showing how they would be transported. Bostonian shoes. Walkover shoes. So we have pretty well made our way through. Well, wow, I missed that one. Colonel Sanders. And look at this golf sign. Plastic Air 1950 to 1970. Golfer on top of a golf ball. It's hard to get to an area where I can actually show the whole thing. There we go. Emerson Television and Radio. Wow. So, some Nabisco, and with this, we have pretty well made our way through the entire area. There is a section out to the front right now where they are right out along the street where they're actually doing work out there to get ready to open a new entryway, and there's some signage out there. That's very, very neat to see as well, but a lot of it's covered up as they're doing construction in that area, so I'm not going to go out to there, but hopefully coming up this summer when they open up that 20,000 foot expansion, when they open that and get the new signs in, maybe we'll get a chance to come back over and then get to see all that outside as well. So beyond that, let's finish off here from the American Sign Museum in Cincinnati, Ohio. And this is the sign that Disney complained, and Disney California complained was blocking their view, or so the story goes. Satellite Shopland. I mean, if you think about it, really, could you see this at Astro Orbiters? Very easily. So we were lucky enough to have Alex, and want to make sure to thank Alex and the people here at the American Sign Museum for allowing me to come in and live stream this. Alex was wonderful giving us a tour, explaining stuff as we were going through things. It'll give you a real history of it, and very much well worth coming out to check this place out. So, everybody, with that, everybody take care, have a great one, and we will catch up with you. So right now, we'll see you in another chat here a little later on, and not sure when I'll be live again, but for right now, this will do it from the American Sign Museum in Cincinnati. Take care and have a great one, and Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, and I'm sure we're going to have that. Yeah.